What if Iran's missiles didn't launch from deserts, tunnels, or mobile trucks, but from beneath the sea? For years, analysts have speculated about one of the most disruptive possibilities in Middle Eastern security: Iran pursuing ballistic missile submarines. If realized, such a capability could fundamentally reshape deterrence in the Persian Gulf, challenging U.S. naval dominance and introducing an entirely new layer of strategic uncertainty. But how realistic is this ambition? And what would it actually mean for regional stability? Ballistic missile submarines, often called the ultimate deterrence platforms, exist for one reason: survivability. Unlike fixed launch sites or visible bases, submarines are difficult to detect, can remain hidden for long periods, can launch missiles from unexpected locations. For major powers, they form the backbone of second strike capability. If Iran were to field even a rudimentary ballistic missile submarine, it would signal a dramatic shift from land-based deterrence to sea-based strategic ambiguity. At present, Iran does not operate true ballistic missile submarines. Its submarine fleet consists mainly of Kilo-class diesel-electric submarines, indigenous Ghadir-class and Fateh-class coastal submarines. These platforms are optimized for shallow waters, ambush tactics, mines, torpedoes, and cruise missiles. They are asymmetric tools, not strategic missile carriers. However, Iran has already experimented with submarine-launched cruise missiles, proving at least a partial technological foundation. When analysts talk about, quote, Iranian ballistic missile submarines, they are usually not imagining nuclear-powered giants like those of the US or Russia. Instead, the more realistic scenario is diesel-electric submarines, carrying short-range ballistic or quasi-ballistic missiles, optimized for regional deterrence, not global reach. Such missiles would likely target US naval task forces, regional bases, maritime choke points. This would represent regional sea-based deterrence, not strategic parity. The Persian Gulf is uniquely suited to Iran's naval doctrine. It is shallow, congested, noisy in sonar terms, filled with civilian shipping. For advanced navies, this environment complicates submarine detection. A missile-armed Iranian submarine operating in these waters would blend into acoustic clutter, limit reaction time, force constant anti-submarine vigilance. Even the possibility of such a platform increases uncertainty. And uncertainty is deterrence. U.S. naval dominance relies heavily on aircraft carrier strike groups, predictable maritime operating zones, layered missile defense. A sea-based missile threat undermines these assumptions. If missiles could be launched from underwater platforms, carriers must operate further away, defensive postures become more cautious, anti-submarine warfare assets are stretched thinner. Iran wouldn't need to sink a carrier, it would only need to limit freedom of maneuver. That said, this path is far from easy. Iran would face major challenges: missile miniaturization, waterproof launch systems, fire control integration, command and control reliability, submarine survivability after launch. Ballistic missile submarines are among the most complex military systems ever built. Even a limited version would require years of development and testing, So far, there is no public evidence that Iran has crossed this threshold. Here's the key point. Iran doesn't need a fully operational ballistic missile submarine today for the concept to matter. The possibility alone forces adversaries to plan for it, increases defense spending, raises the perceived cost of confrontation. In deterrence theory, credibility and ambiguity can be as powerful as actual capability. Iran understands this well. So is Iran's ballistic missile submarine ambition a game-changer? Not yet, but it is a strategic warning sign. If realized, such platforms would add a new layer to Iran's deterrence, complicate U.S. naval operations, increase regional instability through uncertainty. For now, Iran's strength remains land-based missiles and asymmetric naval warfare. But the pursuit of sea-based missile deterrence suggests one thing clearly: Tehran is thinking long-term and below the surface.